Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast today. The Cleveland Department of Public Works provides a variety of services to residents. Its director, Michael Cox, is here to talk more about the department and what about the Division of Recreation is offering this summer. Also today, we will hear from Lionel Batty of GraphTac International and former intern Dontavius Geralds. They'll talk about the Buckeye Regional First Robotics, F-I-R-S-T, Robotics, competition which is held in April. Later in the broadcast, Deborah Osgood of Achievement Centers for Children will tell us about the upcoming annual event, A Most Excellent Race, it is called. Good morning, this is Kaleidoscope, a most excellent broadcast, we might add. And so we begin with Kaleidoscope. Good to have you with us, Michael Cox, Director of the Cleveland Department of Public Works.
Thank you for having us.
City Hall is treating you okay?
Treating me fine.
Tell us, Michael, you're the Director of Public Works. What services do you provide for the city of Cleveland?
Well, the services that we provide in Public Works is we have several divisions of Public Works: recreation, public auditorium, convention center, parking facilities. We have waste collection, division of streets. We have division of motor vehicle maintenance. We have the division of traffic engineering. We also take care of some subsidiaries as the West Side Market, the Cleveland Brown Stadium, and special events for the city of Cleveland.
You seem like a juggler in a circus, keeping all those balls up in the air.
It is a juggling act, but we make sure that we're providing services to the city of Cleveland. That's our goal.
Yeah, well, let me ask you about something that certainly we all see. Many of us come into the city, drive through the city, live in the city, and that is all those vacant properties that we see peppered throughout the city.
Yes, sir.
Now, you have to deal with those vacant properties, right?
Yes, sir. It is our responsibility under our department, Division of Park Maintenance, to cut, clean, and maintain 16,000 vacant properties in the city of Cleveland every year. We try to get through the city at least 3 times a year and take care of all those properties systematically, cleaning and cutting those properties.
Somebody owns those properties, though.
Someone, somewhere owns those properties.
And what's the problem? Why can't we get them to do it?
Problem is that they walk away from the properties, and a lot of the banks own the property, and they're not cleaning and cutting. And it's the quality of life is not living next door to a vacant property that's open, that needs to be cut, needs to be cleaned. So we believe that the citizens of the city of Cleveland have to have that service. So we provide that service, again, for the 16,000 vacant properties in the city, so that people can live decently and not have to live next door to a house or a vacant lot that's overgrown.
When you take care of those overgrown properties, you send a bill to the owner, don't you?
We do bill the owners.
What happens to the owner? Do they come forward and pay the bill? We
may be getting about 50% return on money. If it's not paid, we'll go on to their tax duplicate, and it will be put on as a lien on the property.
Mr. Cox, let's talk a little bit about the Division of Recreation. That's another one of the balls that you got up in the air going in your juggling act at City Hall. What's the Recreation Department looking at, or division looking at this summer?
Well, first of all, let me say that I was the Commissioner of Recreation for like 19 years, that's my passion, my heart. All these other things are great, but I love recreation because we take care of the young people in the city, and it's more than about bouncing the basketball.
Certainly.
So we're looking at things. But what we are starting, Mr. Bibb, next week we will be starting our Camp Forest program, our residential camp for young people, 9 to 13. That gives them a free week at Camp Forbes. We will start our free lunch program next week as soon as school is out, where we serve free lunch at over 40 some odd sites that will be serving a free lunch between the hours of 12 and 2. Our pools will open. Our summer pools, outdoor pools will open on the 18th of June. We'll open our outdoor pools. We have approximately 22 outdoor pools, and we have about 18 indoor pools. All those pools will be open, and outdoor pools are open from Wednesday to Sunday. 5 days a week, and the indoor pools open Monday through Friday. So we have all those programs waiting for the young people to come out.
Generation, when we were growing up, I remember going to playgrounds throughout the city of Cleveland, and they were supervised playgrounds with all kinds of crafts being taught, music programs, all the gymnastic stuff out there. Can we get back to that one day?
We are there. Right now we have 14 supervised playgrounds that we have games, arts and crafts games, kickball tournaments, jump rope tournaments, and field trips that we take young people on. So we are there. There's a location for about 14 playgrounds this year. We are down a little bit on our playgrounds because of the budget reduction that we had. So there are, but we were able. The Mayor Jackson said we have to maintain because he's of the same generation. He remembers the same things that I remember and you remember. So we have to maintain those programs. And we're maintaining as many of those recreation programs as we can with the reductions that we had faced with the state budget cuts.
And in the minute we have remaining, those state budget cuts really knocked us for a loop, didn't it, in the city of Cleveland, as many other cities are suffering? As many other cities, we were doing well. I think Mayor Jackson had the foresight to see these things coming, and we were doing very well. But this last state at $35 million to balance our budget. As you know, we have to go into the year with a balanced budget, and so we had to make some cuts. But we're still providing those services, those necessary core services that we have to provide to these citizens of the city of Cleveland, and that's our job. You've also got we got 30 seconds remaining. You've also got the West Side Market. Yes, sir. Now that's a keystone. That's a gemstone, isn't it? That's a gem. And next year's the centennial. We will be celebrating the 100th year of the West Side Market. We're doing some things, some capital things over there, and we're ready to move forward and make this a point of interest in the city of Cleveland. Okay. Michael, thank you for being with us. Michael Cox, Director of the Cleveland Department of Public Works. We appreciate it. Tell City Hall we said hi. I will do that. So and you've been at City Hall since when? Since 1972. It must be good. It must be in a variety of positions there. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you very much. Michael Cox, Director of the Cleveland Department of Public Works. And by the way, their number is 664-2485. You can get more information on everything we've been talking about. This is a Kaleidoscope. I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back after these words, especially for you. We'll talk about robotics competition. Welcome back to the broadcast. GrafTech International worked with East Technical High School students earlier this year as they prepared for the annual Buckeye Regional First Robotics Competition here in Cleveland. Vice President of Research and Development Lionel Batty is here, along with former intern Dontavius Geralds. They'll talk more about the event and the impact it is having on students. Good to have you with us, Mr. Vice President of Research and Development at GrafTech. Thanks very much. Lionel Batty, and you too, Dontavius, former GrafTech intern. Tell me, first off, what does GrafTech do?
GrafTech is an international company. Our head office is here in Palmer, Ohio. But we're a global company. We've got manufacturing facilities all over the world. We make graphite, as is implicit in the name there. Graphite's used in a lot of metal processing industries, steel making, things like that, and increasingly today in electronic applications, so laptops, cell phones, plasma display panel TVs, that kind of thing.
So you're sponsoring this competition because you're involved in engineering and sciences and technology and that kind of thing. Tell me about FIRST, or for inspiration and recognition of science and technology, the first Buckeye Regional Robotics Competition.
FIRST is, as you described it, it was founded in 1989 by a guy called Dean Kamen. You probably know him as the inventor of the Segway. He was also the inventor of the insulin pump and many other things. He's a serial inventor, and he decided in the 80s that we needed an event like sports events to inspire students in the same way, in science and technology, in the same way as they get inspired about basketball and baseball and football and so on. So he organized this first competition, and it's organized like a sports event, teams building through to a competition at regional level and then finally at a national level. And today, it's been going since 1989, as I say. About 50,000 students are involved every year across the nation and internationally. And in the Buckeye Regional, which is held here every year in the spring at the Wallstein Center, OAI and NASA are the regional hosts for it.
You got some big names involved.
And
you've brought Dontavius Geralds with you. You're a former GrafTech intern. Yes, you went to East Tech some years back. Yes, I did. You were involved in this competition now.
Yes, I was for 4 years.
Tell me about it, how it impacted your life.
It impacted my life in a very positive way. It provided opportunities for me to not only do robotics, not only to travel, going to to Houston or going to Atlanta or Disney World. But it allowed me to connect with engineers and aspire to be like them. And I saw myself as someone who wanted to take on that opportunity, those opportunities, and truly build and learn from those educational experiences. So.
And that propelled you into higher education.
Yes, yes it did.
Result,
yes, it did. Yes,
what
it
did
did.
you do when you left East Tech?
Well, I actually went to Hiram College, where I majored in political science with a minor in economics.
And what are you doing now?
I'm working down at the State House with actually at the House Democratic House of Representatives as a Legislative Service Commission. So,
but building on all that you've learned all along the way.
Building on all that I learned, and also giving back. I'm a mentor for East Tech currently.
And Lionel, this is what's important. This is what you're really trying to do is whet the educational appetites of these young people who are involved.
Yes, we have a direct interest, of course, because we want the next generation of scientists and engineers to be our employees. So we chose to focus our effort on East Tech. And then the other part of it is it's just plain fun. Being involved in the robotics competition every year, getting involved in helping the students do good things there. And we're, in fact, involved with them on multiple other facets as well, including a junior achievement program that we got started there, science days that we hold at the company, help the students organize their food drives each Christmas and that kind of thing. So multiple facets.
How did they do in April, the East Tech students do at the competition?
They didn't win this year. They have been a past winner, and several years ago they won the highest award, which is called the Chairman's Award, which essentially gives them a free pass for life, I think, to the national competitions.
Dontavius, what does it do to be involved in this robotics competition? You build these robotic things that move along the floor and do various things. What does it do?
Well, every year we have a tournament. And in December, we're given a game. And we have 6 weeks after that, after the introduction of the game, to build our robot according to the rules and regulations of the game. So, for instance, Stack Attack, we had, and that was one game that we had to stack, actually push over cartons to our side. And we had a blue and red alliance team. And so we had to build our robot according to that game. And we compete on a local level, regional level, and then if we do really well, we then gain admissions to the nationals tournament. But yeah.
I'm going to put a phone number on the screen where you can get more information. We're going to continue talking for the next minute or so. 216-676-2000, you can see at the bottom of the screen, or you can go to graphtech.com and graftech.com, get more information on everything we've been talking about. What Dontavius is talking about is robotics, but there's something else that's happening along the way that's even deeper than building robots, isn't it?
Yes, I think what the robotics team is are the students who've chosen to advance themselves to get interested in science and technology. So the robotics is how we started with the relationship with East Tech. By the way, I'm a judge at the robotics competition, which is how we first saw them, like the team, and started to get engaged. But we're building off of that, as I said, junior achievement, science day fairs that we hold at GravTech, and all of it really is to help the students there see the world of work, see what's available to them, what's possible to them. Hopefully some of them will become scientists and engineers and come and work for GravTech ultimately, or going into any other kind of advancement as Dontavius has done, and either way is good for us.
In many ways you feel like a proud papa, don't you, with all of these kids who are involved?
That's right.
You're spurring them into the future.
I do have my own kids, but yes, we have a whole bunch of other ones.
Okay.
And it's fun to get them in the building and see them enjoy themselves. Right. It really is.
Yeah. Lionel Batty is Vice President for Research and Development with GravTech, which is headquartered in the city of Parma, Ohio, suburban Parma. And Dontavius Gerals is a former GravTech intern, now working with the Democrats in the State House of Representatives down in Columbus.
Yes, I am.
Good to have you both on the broadcast. We wish you well.
Thank you
very much.
And thank you so much for being on the broadcast. 676-2000 in the 216 area code. That's their phone number. I'm going to take a break. This is Kaleidoscope. We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit about a most excellent race, as it is called. Back shortly. Good to have you with us on Kaleidoscope today. The annual Most Excellent Race, hosted by the Achievement Centers for Children Friends Group, takes place on June the 26th, and proceeds from this annual event benefit Camp Cheerful. Vice President of Development and Marketing, Deborah Osgood, is here to tell us more about it. Good to have you with us, Deborah Osgood.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Tell me about the mission of Achievement Centers for Children.
Sure. Well, the Achievement Centers for Children is a local Cleveland-based nonprofit organization, and we really exist to help children with disabilities disabilities and their families to just be all that they can be. We provide a variety of programs and services, all focused on helping children with disabilities to really reach their fullest potential.
And that's your primary clientele that you deal with?
Yes, children with disabilities. From infancy, really, though, all the way through adulthood, we serve individuals with all kinds of different special needs.
How wide an area are we talking about?
Geographically, really Northeast Ohio, and even with our Camp Cheerful, even from out of state.
Yeah. Tell me about Camp Cheerful. You mentioned that. I've heard about Camp Cheerful ever since I was just a boy.
Right.
Tell me about the program that it's all about. How is it unique? What's it do?
Sure. Well, Camp Cheerful is a recreation program of the Achievement Centers for Children, and we've had campers describe it as kind of a biodome of fun, or giving them an opportunity to kind of take a vacation from their disability. So at Camp Cheerful, we have day camp and residential camp, and it allows children to do all the typical camp and outdoor experiences that typical kids get to experience. So there's swimming, there's therapeutic horseback riding, canoeing, arts and crafts, nature projects, campfires, all of the sort of typical activities in a very adapted, supportive environment.
And you have a friends group that is associated with the
We do. Our friends group is our young professionals group, and they're the ones that really help us champion and put on our most excellent race.
As you speak about a most excellent race, this is the 21st year for the race. Now tell me, what is a most excellent race, which is scheduled for June the 26th and will benefit Camp Cheerful?
Camp Cheerful, sure. It is one of our major special events at the Achievement Centers. It's a 5K race, 5K run, 10K run, and then also a 5K walk, so that we have something for everyone. If you're a hardcore runner, come for our 10K run, 5K run, or if you just want to come and bring strollers or pull wagons or do some power walking, our 5K run is good for that.
Or if you just want to come and sit around and watch others
and
do
cheer
that.
the other, that's right. We'll have cheering stations. We have lots of ways for people to volunteer, and it all raises significant dollars to support Camp Cheerful.
Okay. Where is this going to take place, and at what time?
Sure. It's at Beaumont School in Cleveland Heights is where we start and finish the race, and the race goes through the nice kind of flat shaded areas through residential areas of Cleveland Heights, and then it starts at 8:30. We have a Camp Cheerful Classic, which is a race that the campers who are in Camp Cheerful that week kind of line up on the track and run the race, and all of the participants stand by and cheer them on. So that's a wonderful way to kind of kick the race off at 8:30.
And if memory serves me correct, Beaumont School is located on Fairmont Boulevard.
That's right.
Just east of Lee Road.
That's
Almost,
right.
if you get to Lee Road in Fairmont in Cleveland Heights, you're there.
That's exactly right.
You'll see the school right there.
Pretty located, nice parking.
Yeah. So this will be Sunday, June the 26th at 8:30 in the morning.
That's right.
Yeah. Now you raise money. Now this is vital. This is a major fundraiser.
Absolutely.
For you, right?
Absolutely. Virtually all of the children who attend Camp Cheerful are subsidized in some way, because we want to make sure that that program and that recreational opportunity is available to children regardless of their family's income.
So what must people do if they want to get involved in a most excellent race? How do they get involved? How do they sign up to run or walk or just be?
We've got a very excellent website for a most excellent race. It's www.achievementcenters.org/race. If they go on that website, all the information is there on how to support a team, how to register themselves, how to make a donation, or they can call our phone number, and that's 292-9700.
We'll put all that information as you speak right on the screen, right on the bottom of the screen, achievementcenters.org/race or 292-9700 as you see at the bottom of the screen. This is important stuff we're talking about.
We think so.
We're going to have fun at the race.
Absolutely.
We're going to have fun at the walk.
That's
right. We're really talking about the youngsters having fun, especially this summer.
That's exactly right. Everything we do is to benefit the children that are attending Camp Cheerful, and that is an important mission, important part of our mission.
Now, where is Camp Cheerful?
It is in Strongsville on Route 82. It's located in the Metro Parks, and again, beautiful wooded area with all kinds of cabins and facilities. You can kind of go over a little bridge, and it's really it's a magical place.
Deborah Osgood, you know you're making a difference in the quality of life for these youngsters.
Well, we know that the Achievement Centers for Children's long mission and long-standing history in Cleveland, we've impacted thousands of children in our history.
And help them grow up and find meaningful and live meaningful meaningful lives.
That's right. And the milestones that they reach, for some of them, they're very modest benchmarks, but for others, they take huge leaps. So, you know, regardless of where the child is, we meet them where they are and help them to just be all they can be.
Once again, the race and the walk is going to begin at Beaumont School at 8:30 in the morning on Sunday, June the 26th, at Lee Road and Fairmont. You'll find Beaumont School there, and it's going to be a lovely setting, because I see it every year. You run and you walk through the area. Just a lovely
and a beautiful day, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure the weather will be perfect.
Well,
it always is.
I will talk to the News Channel 5 meteorologist.
See what you can do about that.
See what we can do. See if we've got any pull.
Perfect.
Certainly we'll use it for that day. It's always good to see you, Deborah.
Thank you. You too.
Deborah Osgood, Vice President of Development and Marketing for the Achievement Centers of Cleveland, Achievement Centers for Children, rather, and they're doing a wonderful thing for Cleveland and the rest of Northeast Ohio.
Thank you, sir.
And the youngsters here.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Good to have you on the broadcast.
Thanks.
Come back soon. That's Kaleidoscope, and we will continue doing Kaleidoscope, talking about it. At least Marsha Maccabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. She's on deck. She comes to bat next. Here now is Marsha Maccabee, President of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, with a thought.
With a thought and a great announcement, Leon. We have started this week a very exciting program at the Urban League. This past Monday, we started a program for our leadership academy for students who are actually doing an internship. There are about 13 of them doing an internship at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, and they are learning to introduce and expand broadband technology to the underserved community. So they're learning how to put computers together. They're learning all kinds of ways to use technology to solve problems, and they're going to be doing community service. They're going to receive a stipend, a laptop, a flip camera, a number of incentives, and some of them are going to get to go to the national conference for the Urban League at the end of July.
Oh, nice.
So we're very, very excited about this program.
Yeah, technology is here.
Absolutely.
You brought your little technology phone there. And
I did.
You got all kinds of apps on there.
I have apps, and my notes for introducing this program happened to be texted to me.
And so you're helping some people understand how to better use technology in their lives.
Absolutely, absolutely. And next week, I'd like to talk a little bit about how our digital connectors are going to come to the Black Expo and be ready to share with other people in a very big venue. So we'll be excited about that.
How technology has grown.
Absolutely.
When I was coming along, technology was a pencil that had an eraser on it.
I hear you. And we were the technology to move it,
exactly.
Right? I hear you.
That's going to do it. Marsha Maccabee for the Urban League. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
I'm Leon Bibb as well.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.